That's right, everyone. You read it correct. Far Cry 6 will not have a map browser, map editor, arcade, or any sort of map customization mode. An entire generation of map community creation left in the dust. There's been a map editor in every major installment of Far Cry franchise since the Far Cry 2 game, and it ends here at Far Cry 5 possibly. So what's the reason for it ending? Well, because they wanted to focus on the main campaign for Far Cry 6. Bullshit! That's not the reason, and you know it. The real reason that the map editor has been excluded from Far Cry 6 is because it doesn't make them enough money. Servers cost a crap ton of cash to keep running, and with today's generation of gaming being more about reoccurring monetization, the low popularity of the Far Cry map community when compared to something like Super Mario Maker, it makes sense from a business perspective to just shut it down completely. Far Cry 3 Classic Edition, do you remember that game? Oh, and do you remember Far Cry New Dawn? Both of those games, they were released back to back, and both of them did not have a map editor. It's been grooming us. Yep, it's been grooming us so that we get used to the idea of no more custom map builds. Now, with the exclusion of the map editor from Far Cry 6, one of 5 occurrences is going to happen. Number 1, fans do nothing, in which case the map editor in the Far Cry map community dies out. Unfortunately, this one has the highest chance of occurring due to the map editor's low popularity. Number 2, Ubisoft releases a separate always online requirement game that is Far Cry and is 100% focused on the map editor. It's not out of the realm of possibility when you look at Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. Number 3, fans cause an uproar, causing Ubisoft to cave in and install a map editor, but they will install it as paid DLC for Far Cry 6. As the saying goes, cause a problem, sell the solution. Number 4, fans cause an uproar, forcing Ubisoft to cave and install a map editor as free content, but it will be filled with the scummiest time-saver monetization practices possible. Imagine if you had to complete other people's maps to get certain objects or structures, or even extended memory for your map. Could you imagine having to play 80 different maps just to get all the objects that you needed for your one map? Or pay $50 real-world currency to skip the grind? As the saying goes, cause a problem, sell the solution. And finally, number 5, and the one that has the lowest chance of occurring. Fans don't buy Far Cry 6 out of protest because there is no map editor. I'm going to tell you right now, that isn't going to work. You're just going to kill off the franchise entirely, not the map community, but the whole Far Cry franchise if Far Cry 6 has low sale numbers. I myself personally have no reason to get Far Cry 6 anymore. Now I'm only living up to my word. I said during a live stream that I would get Far Cry 6 even if it didn't have a map editor. That was a mistake, and it's going to cost me dearly. I should not have said that because I have no interest in the campaign. It was the community creations that got me hooked on the Far Cry series. It allowed for endless replayability because there's always something new to explore, or a new map or level to beat. That's what made it fun for me. And sure, you'd have to dig through a lot of hot garbage maps to find something decent, but it justifies the means. You are in pure bliss when that really good map happens, and that goes double for maps that you've never played before. So I hope Ubisoft reverses that decision and includes a map editor for Far Cry 6, even if it does have to have those scummy monetization practices. Ugh. As long as it doesn't have loot boxes, or a gambling-like mechanic involving real-world currency. As long as it doesn't have that. The moment it starts doing that, I am out completely, and there's no chance of me ever coming back. There's still time for Ubisoft to pull a 360 and implement a map editor, and I know full well that I will be playing it for hours. But as right now, my interest in Far Cry 6 is in the toilet. I'll still get the game, but I don't plan to stick around, and I sure as hell won't be getting Far Cry 7 if it doesn't have a map editor. That's my personal thoughts on the whole thing. I had to get that off my chest. I know this is a different video from what is normally done, but felt it was important to express my stance considering the history of my YouTube channel. That's all I got to say, though. There's still more Far Cry Arcade content to come. I'll still be around as long as the servers are still alive, so I'll see you all in the next video, or live stream, depending on when you join. Goodbye!
This is not how it ends.